If you've been watching Genshin Impact YouTubers, some of them get quite a bit of views, and you're probably wondering how much money do Genshin Impact YouTubers actually make? Why are people spending tens of thousands of dollars on these games? How can they afford to do that, etc.? So what I'm going to actually do today is I'm going to explain to you both why I'm doing Genshin Impact on YouTube and exactly how much money you can expect people to be making off of Genshin Impact. So if you're kind of curious about that, this is the video for you. So Genshin Impact is a mobile game, and typically mobile games pay higher than doing other topics on YouTube. And the reason is because advertisers pay you depending upon the type of people watching your video, and the type of people who play mobile games are the type of people that are more likely to download a mobile game and pay more money in it, right? For that reason, advertisers are willing to pay more for those type of channels. That being said, within mobile games, different mobile games actually can pay different amounts. For instance, Raid Shadow Legends is one of the highest paying mobile games in the YouTube category. If you're making videos on that, you would be making about 2 to 1 what the average Genshin Impact YouTuber would be making for the same views. Genshin Impact is right about in the middle, right about what Guardian Towers or some of these other mobile games pay. And what I've seen personally from the time I've been doing Genshin Impact, it seems that the average is about $20, maybe $25 for 10,000 views approximately, okay? Now that's how I do it with my ads. I don't overstuff it with ads. If it's a 8-minute video, I just let it do its thing. It's typically 1 ad every now and then 2. If it's like a 10 plus, then it's 2 ads. If it's like 15 to 20 minutes, it'll be 2 ads plus 1 at the end. Okay, that's typically how I do mine, which seems to be pretty much YouTube average, though if you're watching somebody and they're putting more like 4 or 5 ads in the video, or even less, like 1 ad just at the start or something, you can figure it out quite easily that people will make more the more ads they put, and less the less ads they put. So as we talk about numbers, you have to keep that in mind for whoever it is that you're curious about how much they make. Other thing you need to keep in mind is people's sponsorships. Sponsorships tend to be a pretty large revenue generator. For instance, in the last year, sponsors have made for me as much money on my channel as just the views have. And for that reason, the larger the channel, the more money they'll be making off sponsorships. And there's nothing wrong with sponsorships. They might get a little annoying if you take one in every video, but if people gotta eat, every now and then you're gonna see one popping up, and people should be paid for getting their sponsorships, and I got nothing wrong with that. Even before I did YouTube, I didn't really have problems with sponsorships because that's part of the reason people gotta eat, My thing with it is if you do them too often, people will get kind of annoyed at you, and you gotta be careful with the sponsors you take. I get really good valuable sponsorships in money range wise, but I don't take them because sometimes I get a little sketched out on them. For instance, like there's companies that try to sell like third-party accounts. I've had tons of offers from those on multiple games. I mean, everything from Raid to Eve Echoes to this game, and I haven't accepted any of those just because I don't think if I took one of those, I could verify the safety of my audience. So there are certain sponsorships you gotta be careful not to take as a YouTuber. But if you're not taking really shady sponsorships, then you don't really, there's nothing really wrong with it. You can just skip ahead through somebody's sponsored link or don't watch those videos or whatever, and then that YouTuber can get paid. So keep that in mind. The larger the channel, the more they're getting paid for sponsors. Also, some Genshin Impact YouTubers do a lot of live streams. I've done live streams on my channel as well, and live streams can be another additional source of income. So you might see like 30,000 view live stream or something, but somebody could have been generous and donated $50 on that live stream, and that could have added to that person's revenue as well. So when we're talking about how much money does X YouTuber make or whatever, depending on who you really care about, keep all these factors in mind. But I can tell you from me personally that on YouTube, I can't give you the exact to the penny amount, but I can give you a very close range because it's just how YouTube security or whatever works. They don't let you. But off of YouTube Genshin Impact view ad revenue only for about 550,000 views, it was just about, after tax anyway, it'd be just about $2,000, okay? So if somebody's getting 5 million views a month, 10 times what I'm getting, you can just do the math real easy. And that doesn't include any sponsors that I've taken because in November, I don't think I've actually had any. Also, a lot of us YouTubers live stream on both Twitch and YouTube. That way you can kind of double dip and cut up streams on one or the other, put it into the other one. And most people do this, okay? I haven't really seen a person who doesn't do this. It's just way too efficient not to do this. And if you're a larger YouTuber, you have access to a pretty good audience base, meaning you're going to get more people on Twitch. And for that reason, your income is going to go up a lot too. I know when my Twitch was really accelerating, back when I was a Raid Shadow Legends content creator, there were months where I would make multiple $1,000s just within Twitch alone. So I think it's pretty safe to say for anyone over 100,000 subs making, millions of views a month at this point, you're probably making close to 8,000 to 10,000 a month, I would think. And honestly, that could even be on the low end. I know there were months when I was doing Raid Shadow Legends that I made more than that. Granted, I was putting a lot of that money back into the game to kind of keep the content going, etc. So, it is what it is. But there is a pretty good chance that some of these people could be making, $30,000, $40,000 a month. That's not really that unrealistic. In this day and age, YouTubers actually have a pretty big reach. When you have sub bases of, 1 million plus, you can get some pretty crazy numbers of the amount of eyeballs end up seeing your content over time. I know that I'm creeping up here on 10 million total views on my channel, and there's content creators out there that will get millions of views in just one video. And I feel like I've met just an absolute ton of people during the time I've been doing content creation. I love what I do, so I couldn't imagine being one of the bigger guys. And for that reason, the deals with sponsors would be way more. If you don't know the way YouTube works, it's really kind of like this. Sponsors will look at your channel, be like, oh, he has X amount of subs. Okay, well, I think he's probably worth X amount of dollars, right? And you can kind of negotiate with yourself. See, I don't take an agency or anything like that. I do all my own negotiating with sponsors, at least. I know some people do agents, and that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. It's just I prefer to do my own negotiating. And the talk of subscribers, how many subs you have, what kind of views you get, the stats in your channel, most definitely comes into play. So for that reason, I can tell you from having done it myself, actually, every time that you get a new subscriber on your channel, every time you have a video that goes out that gets you 100 subs, or you have a good live stream or something, not only is it like you had that great experience of, awesome, I had a good time, I had a good video, this video went up, but it's progressively increasing the value of your business as well. It's almost like if, we're working on a house over time, we're slowly building this house better, okay? And every time that you get new subscribers or something, it's like you redid a room, the house is worth more, it's gonna be better over time. And so for that reason, I thank each and every one of you for who do subscribe on my videos. They help a ton. And in interest of not really dragging this video on too much, I think I've given you all the information you really need to understand that. I think the bigger guys, the bigger people, at least 15 to 20,000 a month, I would think, if they have their sponsors where I would believe they would be at that level, plus knowing for myself how I've had some good sponsors before, donations through live streams, the Twitch Prime subs, YouTube ad revenue, all of that stuff, you should be making a pretty good amount. And this is why, personally, I go for subscriber and view growth over cash grab now. I don't take a lot of sponsors right now. I have my Dragon Champions one where you can actually download Dragon Champions, use the code DarthMicroGift. It links your account with me. I get bonuses for that, and you get bonuses for using my thing. So I have that sponsor, but I haven't really taken too many because I try not to be too annoying with them. And the why one is for people that actually like the channel. And then over time, as the channel grows and people become fans, my quality of life will go up, and eventually I can move out of this apartment. All right, everybody, have a wonderful day. I love you, and see you on the next Genshin Impact video. You can find them on either side of here, or you can click the little circle thing on top of sub, or the, sub button. Okay, bye.